Hello, I'm so glad you found Parent View. This presentation will be recorded in English. However, if you would like this video to play with closed captions with translation into another language, please follow the next steps. I will show you via video how to do this. So here I have selected the video that I want to use. Click the closed captioning button right there first, the CC. Then I'll move right next to that on the right and click the settings button. Go up and click the subtitles button, down to the auto translate. And lastly, all I need to do is find the language that I want to use, which is Spanish. And once we've done that, now we can begin. Hello, parents, and welcome to Parent View. My name is Shonda Hinton, and I work for Grand Canyon University in the K-12 Outreach and Support Department. Normally with Parent View, I would go out to the K-8 schools and talk to parents about college preparedness for their children. However, due to the coronavirus, the schools are closed and I'm working from home, so we get to have Parent View via YouTube. I'd like to start by asking you to read along with me. My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. I just wanted to share that with you because I truly believe His grace is sufficient. We can do this. I'm not a teacher. You're probably not a teacher, but that's okay. We're parents. And remember, we were our children's first teacher. Maybe you've received classwork from your school. Maybe you haven't. Either way, these things that we talk about today can be very helpful. Okay, so how do we start? Although I am not a trained teacher, I am a former homeschool teacher. So I do have a few things that I can share from my prior experience. And the first thing I would like to share is for you to keep in mind that we are not recreating school at home. We are learning at home. However, it will not look like it looks at school. One of the best things to start off with, if you haven't already, is a routine. And you can customize your routine based upon the desires of your family. If you're not early birds, you don't have to start learning at 8 o'clock. You can ask everyone to be at the kitchen table at 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. It's all up to you. Remember, we're not recreating school, we're learning at home. You may appreciate using something like this. I got this from chartjungle.com. There are many variations. Some include chores, some are color coded. There are all sorts of things that you can use. Again, it's up to you and what works for your family. Or you could even use something like this. Just jot down the days of the week, maybe write underneath what goals you would like to accomplish that day. This doesn't need to be planned out for a month. You can just plan it out day by day or week by week, whatever's easiest for you. Okay, so now that we have an idea of what our routine might be, now we can start to gather supplies. These are things you probably already have at home. Remember, you don't need to make any big investments into anything because our children will be going back to school at some point. Hopefully you have a pen or pencil, and hopefully you have paper. But if you don't have paper, make a trip to your mailbox. You probably have bills or junk mail that you can just flip over, and there you go. You've got paper. It'd be nice if you have a few books, but if you don't, again, not a problem. There's a fix for that as well. Maybe you have a magazine. If you don't have books or a magazine, I'm sure you have something in your house that has words on it. Anything can be read. It'd be nice to have a device, but in the event that you only have your phone, guess what? That is enough. Okay, so we've got our routine, we've got our supplies. Now what are we going to do with them? We need something to teach, right? Not necessarily. One of the things you can do is pull out your kid's backpack and look at some of the papers that were there already. Maybe we're not introducing new concepts, maybe we're solidifying the old concepts. Maybe this would be a good time to just strengthen a foundation. Maybe there's a weak area that we can address at this time. Remember these flashcards? These are very helpful for memorization. But if you're like me right now, you don't have flashcards, but you can make them. You fold the piece of paper, unfold the piece of paper, cut it into squares. If you don't have scissors, just rip it into squares. And whatever needs to be memorized, that's what you can use these flashcards for. This one is an addition problem, and on the back side is the answer. This can also be used if you're learning a foreign language. Again, the back side is the answer. You can also use these for vocabulary, where the back side is the definition. And pivot, I believe, is probably the word of the year. Okay, so what if you have moved beyond the review process and now you're wanting your child to learn something new? One of the websites that I really like is Khan Academy. This is a routine that I found on Khan Academy for grades 6 through 9. They have them for all grade levels. You don't have to do all of this. As you'll see, it's very full. This routine takes you all the way to 10 o'clock at night. Now, this is a very nice tool to use when you are potentially working from home and you want your child to do things on their own. This would be a great website for them to use. I did find the website a little overwhelming when I first went to it. However, there was a fix for that. Khan Academy also has an app. When I went to the app, it was super simple to use. You can break it down by grade level and by subject. There's videos, there's testing. It's just a fabulous and free website that also you can change the language. So if you want it in Spanish, that's an easy fix as well. Just remember in all of this, these are just tips and suggestions for you, but you're the parent. This is your opportunity to create memories and you can do everything your way. So in my neighborhood, I was inspired by some of the kids in our neighborhood. They're using Sidewalk Chalk, and I think that's a fun thing to do. It's a very artsy thing to do. And it can also be a very educational thing to do. You can do your spelling words on the sidewalk. You can even do geometry on the sidewalk. Basically, it's a substitute for paper. Okay, so now that we've got our routine, our supplies, our curriculum, what actually does this look like? It actually depends on you. Every home is different, every parent is different, every child is different. You get to make this whatever you want it to be. Just try to relax and know that eventually they will be going back to school. So during this time, I know you have a lot going on. You probably have multiple children. You may be taking care of elderly. There's a lot happening. So give yourself some grace and just know that whatever you are doing, wherever you're doing it at, is enough. There are many ways to do this, and it can look totally different in every home. Don't forget the fun. You can use this opportunity to have lots of fun. And remember, you're the parent. So whatever you're doing with them, whether it's cooking, watching TV, reading, washing hands, whatever it is, you're probably teaching them something. And if not, you're just being together, which also has a lot of value. So our why. Why do we do this? We do this to empower, educate, and inspire our community so that they take action to fulfill their purpose and serve others. If you'd like, you can go ahead and go to this website and complete the survey. There will be future videos. They'll be activity-based, probably not as long as this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that there was just at least one thing out of here that you found valuable. Thank you.